might be asking yourself, when should I think about sending my child away? This is a very difficult decision because nobody imagined they were going to be at a place that they were having to send their child away. And so, now that you're even looking at places like this on the web, it probably means that you're already in a crisis situation. And you're really, contemplating, what to do now. Well, I just thought I'd give a little advice. Two things I would have you ponder. One, if your child is already doing drugs, failing in school, extremely defiant to you or other authority figures, you're kind of already behind the eight ball, and time is of the essence that something get done, and that you make a decision. And unfortunately, it's times like this, time is not your friend, and so it's really important that you really kind of grasp the situation and move forward. Most important thing I can stress is that most parents tend to want to just believe the best and think that things are either a fluke, or they're going to get better, or this is just a one-time incident, and then valuable time is going by. Nobody wants to believe the worst about their kids, and none of us do. I don't even want to do that. But in a situation like this, you really need to be able to be brutally honest with yourself and look at what really is going on, so that you can get to the bottom of it and really be able to make a real decision, not based on emotion. And emotion's always going to play into it, because as parents, emotion guides much of what we do. But this is one of those times you really need to be able to separate out the desire to just kind of pass over whatever's going on and it's making you even watch these videos or look at internet websites of this matter, and really look at the situation and analyze it and say, there is something going on, and I'm probably only seeing the tip of the iceberg here, and I need to really look at do I have the resources? And something I usually tell parents is, do I, with what I'm planning to do as an intervention, will it completely reverse the situation? And that means an about face. I think a lot of parents look at something and they think about, well, maybe slowing the bleeding. The only problem with slowing the bleeding down is you usually still bleed out. What I'm telling you is, you need to look at whether it's the Tierra Blanca or it's some other program, or whatever you decide is best. You need to honestly approach it from the fact that you are looking at it from essentially a third-party standpoint, looking at your child's situation and making that judgment call and saying, is the intervention we're going to do, is it going to reverse the situation, or is it just going to slow the bleeding? One of the things that I mentioned to parents is, go back to when your child was 5 or 6 years old and really remember the things that you kind of imagine, the possibilities they could be, what they might grow up. Not that you want to predestine their life, but just the daydreaming, the things you were hopeful, or the benefits you thought of raising your kid in a certain environment and your child would thrive and how they would succeed. And then fast forward to now, and think of the things going on. This isn't how you planned it. And and the reason I speak so frank is because this is it's a frank situation. And it's the type of situation that people need to be straightforward and not just sugarcoat things and say, in 30 or 40, 60 days, we're going to be able to reverse a situation that's taken 13, 14, 15, 16 years to build. It takes time. So keep that in mind, that whatever you're considering, there is no silver bullet, and nothing's going to just quickly reverse the situation for you. You need to be able to make that decision, and also understand that it's going to take time. And if you choose the Tierra Blanca, we'll work with you, and we make you part of our family that way. But it does take time, and it's not something that happens overnight. And we just really would stress that you look at whatever you're planning on doing, and is it going to really help you make that goal to where they can go and become that fighter pilot, or they can go to college and become a doctor, or whatever it was that maybe they were saying when they were in elementary school that they wanted to be a fireman or something. Is that intervention that you're going to do, is it going to enable that, or is the best thing you're kind of hoping for, that maybe they will just not steal from you as much and not do the hard drugs, and just essentially have a very mediocre life, because most likely that's not going to happen. Things don't get better, they usually get worse. And I just would really stress that you really seriously consider doing the best option, and being brutally honest with yourself about the situation, and candid, and maybe not with him or her at the situation when you're talking, because probably plenty of talking already done. Just really talk to your spouse, and some maybe very dear friends that you feel are very wise, and and as you research programs, and then just make the best choice you can, and go with it. Thank you.